Good morning, my ultramafic plutons. We're out here today. We're back. We are looking for more beryl. If you haven't seen my channel before, I like to focus on rock hounding and more especially gem hounding or gem hunting because I live in San Diego, and San Diego is home to the Southern California Gem Belt.
This is known as the Southern California Gem Belt, and Paula is kind of in the middle of it. The pegmatites pop up in Paula. There's an 8 square mile area here consisting of about 400 pegmatite dike.
So a common pegmatite material is quartz, feldspar, mica, beryl. Most people, when they think of beryl, they will think of the images they see on Wikipedia, which is a perfect hexagonal prism. And you are not going to find that unless you are actually mining a pocket. But beryl also exists in rough, massive habit form. What does that mean? Basically means it's uglier, it's not as clean, and it's all cemented together in one piece and layered and stacked upon each other. That's what will happen with the rough, massive habit beryls. It's a bunch of barrels, imperfect barrels, jammed and melted together. And you can find gemmy areas of these rough specimens. So what I've been doing, I've been finding morganite up here. With those, I've been breaking them out and I've been polishing them, and they are glowing. So I thought I can show the whole process. Let me go grab some specimens, bring it home, I'll crush them up in the rock crusher, and then I'll polish them up. All right, so right up here is the target today. It's a road cut that cuts back and forth, a switchback, and there are pegmatite veins cutting in and out. We also have a telltale sign that this hill is mineralized. It is written and described in Johnson Caucus's book, where he specifically talks about San Diego hillsides and granite. If you find hillsides with not a lot of bare rock face, so this one we see a lot of vegetation, not a lot of bare rock, and also the rocks that we do see are nicely rounded. That means that is the way that they are weathering due to their amount of mineralization. They fall apart naturally over time into these rounded shapes. So just by looking at that, you can tell that a specific hillside could be more mineralized than another. If I just go to the next hillside, I can see a lot more bare rock and less roundness. Okay? That is it's an objective difference between this hillside. Yes, there are rocks, but it's much more vegetation versus the hillside next to it. A lot more bare rock and less rounded rock. Now, a pegmatite, there's multiple pegmatite veins going through here, and there's a dip. It's like a slant in the pegmatite plane that goes in this direction. But just because, let's say, a pegmatite down here is barren of some gems or minerals doesn't mean that the other pegmatite right next to it is not. So every pegmatite is worth checking out. And also it's worth checking out around the pegmatites, because some gems occur in the country rock next to the pegmatite and not directly in the vein. I've got all my material packed up in my freezer bag and a few in the pockets in the backpack. And then take home, clean them up, crush them up, and then polish. So here's a handful of roughs that I bring them back home, and I look for the different gemmy areas, and mainly looking for color and clarity, and then I sort them from there. And this one has some nice pink up here, but the main issue with all these is how much of it is rough and opaque as opposed to transparent. Like this one, I've got some nice color and clarity up here, but the rest of it is junk. So that's when the rock crusher comes in. I put them in here, crush them up, and then they go in the tumbler. Some of them don't need to get crushed up, they're already small. And I only need to hit it once or twice. And then we start getting rid of the rough and getting the crystals out. So one of the ones I was looking at is now basically all the way broken out. And hard to get on camera, but it does have some pink in it. I'll pick out which ones to go in the tumbler and which ones to leave out, but that's essentially the process. Here's how the reddish orange one broke out from the rock crusher. Glad I didn't blast it to smithereens. Let's see how that one polishes up. That actually looks pretty good. Here are some of the nice, final polished pink morganites. They are pleochromatic, so different color based on the angle that you look at it. So don't get really any of the pink straight above, but you do come in on this angle. Here's a polished red beryl that exhibits pleochroisms as you turn it. The bottom edge has some color overgrowth, which is common in emeralds. So there's the pleochroism as it gets lighter. Turn it this way, the red becomes more intense. And then the other side, see if we can get, so obviously not as nice on that side, but you can see some of the growth tubes that have been revealed from, you know, the polishing and grinding away of the layers. But overall, some pretty nice colors out of this rough red beryl that's been polished.